Hey, what's up YouTube, Skybadger here, and we are back on what is day 4? Yeah, day 4. So as you can see, if we look at the stats, world's mightiest army, yes! We got it, which means going into the battles today, we are going to be on top. Now I suspect why it gave us that is because we have interceptors, and that's about it. If we have a look at what Germany is building at the moment, we can see that his first runways have gone up. Now these only just appeared on the map within the past few hours, so they're not even complete. If we go back to yesterday, day 3, and we have a look at what he's been doing, not much. So it appears that he also built an extra industrial center, and he built it down here. Luckily though, his was finished well after ours. If we have a look at the one we built in Glasgow, ours was finished a whole 8 hours beforehand. Yeah, that's 8 hours, right? Yeah, 8 hours beforehand, we'll go with that. And so that gives us a massive advantage, which means our first extra unit to come from here will be ready pretty soon. So in terms of economy, we've had a few problems. If we don't have enough money to buy something, we don't have enough goods. So it's balancing out these two and working on them that's really important at the moment. Considering we have 6 aircraft though to France's 0, I'm going to try send out patrols and try damage some of these cities while I can, just to slow them down just a little bit. These do like no damage at all, like 0.1 cities, but you know, it all adds up in the end. So yeah, just not very much. In terms of what's happening on the seas at the moment, we do have the naval advantage. We have 6 submarines versus what I believe to be 4 destroyers. Could be wrong, hope I'm not wrong. So right here, right now, once I've regrouped and these are in position, the other group's right here, and I take those out, we have Naval Superiority. And the reason we've got to do this now is if we do this right now, and then we can effectively blockade his ports, then he can't build any more ships. Because 1 submarine versus 1 destroyer equals a victory to the submarine. If we have a look at the stats, we can see that if the ship is attacking, the ship will win, but if the ship is on defense, then it will lose, because submarines will attack the ship with 3 and it will only defend with 1.5, so the submarines will win that combat. So we need to make sure that we take these out, blockade the ports, and then we have naval superiority. And with naval superiority means that he, at that point, unless he can remove our subs, he cannot invade us. And it means it is a one-way street. We can go across, but he can't. And considering we also have the air advantage at this point, I know it's still early game, but he stands very little chance of being able to make any offensive maneuvers against me. While I'm about to start my first scouting missions down here to see what he has, I'll be interested to see how spread his troops are. Like, I'm pretty sure most of his troops are probably along the coast, just in case I attacked. So if I do get some aircraft patrolling, I might be able to do quite a little bit of damage. I'm unsure whether or not I want to just hit points like this and lower his production. That seems like a good idea, but if we have a look at our economies at the moment, we both started pretty similar. It wouldn't make much sense to hit his food because he's got plenty of that in stock. We can't hit much that produces goods, but that might be the place to go. Hit one of these cities, but there's probably troops in there, so can't do that because interceptors will get ripped to shreds, because these are not ground attack. As you can see, they're not very good against ground. Pretty good against aircraft though. Just so happens that they're also interceptors, so that kind of makes sense. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try get my interceptors right up into here and try just patrol over some of these cities and hopefully deal a little bit of damage. Because at the end of the day, we're not aiming to destroy everything there. Just make the most of this advantage while we have to deal a tiny bit of damage. You know, it all adds up in the end. So basically where I'm going to go from here is these subs are going to regroup down here. And once both groups, these 3 here, and these 3 here already. I'm then going to attack Germany like that and take naval superiority here and now. In terms of building, I'm not actually doing all that much. I'm building an airfield down here, and this will be basically my main jumping off point for attacks into here. From this runway here, we have pretty good range over German occupied France. Now obviously over here we get a little bit more range, but from here that is perfect, as we can hit, you know, this province down here all up into here. If we were to be in here, we could hit this province down here, but that's really not much use, because all we need to be able to do from here is scout and see what all the troops along the coast are doing. So that's why I'm building runway there. I'm also upgrading at the moment to get higher goods production, and so that will also help increase the rate that we can produce submarines, but that's not really the main reason we're doing that. We're mostly building here just to get more goods. Once we do get more goods, we're going to shift towards oil and iron, because that's generally what you run out of next, and then hopefully head back to rear and then food. I would like to be building a lot more than what I currently am, but due to the limits of my economy, I can't build all that much. I could build some infrastructure, but infrastructure would kind of be useless to me at the moment. I'm better off waiting and increasing the strength of my industrial complexes. Like, sure, building infrastructure would increase my production of goods, but so would building an industrial complex. So until I actually need the infrastructure to build troops, tanks, artillery, that sort of thing, I'm going to hold off on actually building it. So that's why I'm not building too much. I'm just going to wait to get the 2,000 I need and the money I need, then upgrade to level 3. And with that upgrade to level 3, obviously I can just produce more troops faster, and that's going to be really, really useful. Okay, I'm back with a little bit of a day 4 update. So I just attacked Germany, and I'm picking off some targets at the moment. So I sent my planes out and I found some artillery that was unprotected. So this is going to be the first target of my air force. Now, while interceptors, like I said in the last part, that was probably like 2 minutes ago, aren't made for taking out ground targets, they can make quick work of targets like artillery. So this group here is going in, will take maybe 4% damage. Wow, I don't know how it took more than that group. So that group attacks the same stack, takes less damage, deals. I don't know. I don't know how this game works sometimes. Anyway, so they're going to go back, they're going to fuel up again, and they're going to come back and destroy that. Once my planes get too damaged, I'll send them back to heal up and send them to a safe runway, which I actually don't have. That's probably worth building. But you know, regardless, at the end of the day, even if Germany is about to start building his own interceptors, having mine damaged taking out targets like artillery, I can afford to heal them. And even then, my next batch of interceptors will probably be up before his, so I don't have to worry about too much there. We also finally got enough money to start getting that level 2 airbase, and then we can start making tactical bombers. And then we can really start to deal some damage. So I also did attack the destroyers down here, and he appears to have counterattacked, which is good. It just means that the whole process will go a lot faster. Once again, both these battles took place in the exact same fashion, yet slightly different results. So as we can see here, even though I attacked his destroyers, then he attacked my subs back, we can see that the subs have 29% or 67 hit points, and his destroyers here have 70% or 42 hit points. And I am winning that combat, but over here we can see that for some reason these have slightly more, and these have the exact same, despite the fact that the fight took place in the same fashion. Now, the only difference I can see is the range. Maybe the range has to do with the effectiveness of each unit. One thing that is also worth noting, and I think I understand why this has happened, is so when I went in here I attacked with 3 submarines, which is 9 hit points of damage, yet it has lost 18. So what I think happens, I went and attacked, and then when it counted, I down to another 9. So learning something new every day about naval combat. So I'm happy about that. So this is just a little bit of an update now that we are at war. And I will probably not keep you much more updated. This will probably be my only update. I have stuff to go do. So yeah, I guess that's the end of the episode. You got to see me strafe some artillery. So yeah, that's about it.